money still chasing the mills. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field. Got money still chasing the mills. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field.
Oh man, what's good? What's good, man? We was just talking off the air about the weekend. You recovering from the combination of tequila and NyQuil. Could you tell us more about this cocktail you put together?
Yeah, it's called survival, is what I'm calling it.
Okay. So you was sick, but you still was outside doing what you needed to do.
Yeah, I had to push through. It wasn't an option, so sick as a dog. But
Okay. Listen,
you
that's
know,
that's that's what being in the field is about, man.
yeah, that's the spirit of being in the field, right?
You know what I mean, man? Shout out to everybody again that was out at Midnight Ferry over the weekend, man. Big shout out to my Nuwanda fam. They came through. My man Adrian dropped me the care package with some fire drip. So I definitely can't go without mentioning that. And yeah, more people from stores in the comments. I don't know if that's becoming a thing now. It's a trend.
That's funny.
It's lit. Yeah, and I stopped at the Ellis real quick. Have you ever been over there? Have you checked it out?
No.
Yo, so the Ellis it's in Newburgh, but it's like a church.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like condemned or closed down. I don't know what the scenario was, but they redid it and it's like a nightclub now. So they be having like house nights, but occasionally they be having other things, you know what I mean? So I popped up in there real quick last night just to see what the vibe was. Good people's over there.
Yeah, and shout out to D Weathers and Sims. They had the listening party for their project that they just dropped. Or no, actually it's coming out on the 25th. I lied. They didn't drop it yet. So Still Top Stories is dropping on the 25th. But it's out now. Like there's a link for it that you could purchase it ahead of time if you wanted to check it out. So,
Okay. How was the event?
The event was pretty fire. So it was at Play in Poughkeepsie, and it was dope. A lot of people popped out, and it was a good time had by all. So now I'm excited to be outside. Now I'm like, okay, what's next?
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, it was a dope little moment. And we were actually talking about it because a bunch of people that popped out last night were a bunch of people that haven't popped out in a long time. And we were all kind of talking about like, man, it's been a while since we've seen each other outside for something like this. Like, this is kind of dope. And then we were talking about some of the events that are coming up. And we were like, man, it kind of feels like a couple years ago when things like this were happening. Like, it feels like things are kind of starting to come together again and things are starting to pick up. So it did feel kind of exciting being in the boat.
You know what it is, man? I think we're all just thawing out from the colds, man.
Yeah.
Some of these things might have been happening last summer, but you know what? We just been stuck in the crib for too long. That's really what it be sometimes, man.
I don't know. You think the music scene has been lit around here lately? Because I don't think it has been.
Nah, I wouldn't say. Maybe. Let's not forget some of the, you know, and it's not to separate and pit nobody, but like a lot of the better artists from the area have all went other places.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So you know what I mean? We got people moving to Atlanta. We got people moving to the city. We got people just finding themselves in different pockets once they've kind of, you know, feel they've outgrown their specific area.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. And I don't think that's something that wasn't happening prior to this. But there was always a music scene here. It wasn't that we didn't have one. But I think the past couple years, we just haven't had any movement here.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man.
So I couldn't pinpoint what the issue was with it, whether it was just people that weren't putting events together, if it was there just wasn't enough venues to put events together, or what the issue was.
A part of it's got to be on. I mean, I don't know. This is a whole conversation. That could be a whole episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it was a multi-layer issue or what the whole thing was. So I could never really put my finger on it. So it was nice to see. It was nice to see it happening. It's nice to know that there's more coming, and it's cool to see, a bunch of people on the same wavelength in the same room. So I was happy last night. It had me feeling inspired.
Okay. That's what it is, man. Yo, as far as new music, what you been checking out? Jack Harlow album?
No, I did not spin that bag.
Oh, so you spun it one time?
That was like a whole R&B thing, so that's not really my lane.
Did you seen all the names that they was giving them?
Yo,
We don't got to run through them all because I feel like everyone's running through them all. But do you got like 2 of your favorite?
Yo, did you see they did the Harlem World?
Nah, I didn't.
They like cut, I can't remember what it said, but they like cut like the Harlem World album with him on it.
Oh no! I ain't see all of that.
Yeah, there was like a whole bunch of memes going on.
Yeah, my favorite 2 names was Yakub Kweli and what was the other joint they had on there? I think Music Stolchild or Music Rothschild.
Oh my
Either
God.
of those 2 was the funniest for me, man.
Oh my God.
And like, yo, spinning back, I know like we spoke about that interview and like him and the music is blacker, and it's like, yo, I'm still sticking with like, even in that moment, I don't think he trolled. And obviously people gonna take it and run with it. And there's 2 sides to this coin because it's like, we can't stop talking about him and this album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're not specifically talking about the music.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that hurts him at all because he had zero rollout.
Since I listened to it, you hadn't listened to it at that point. Did you go back and listen to it?
I still haven't listened to it. There's not a need for me. There's nothing for me there.
And that's where I want to hear your opinion.
But yeah, watching back on the interview, there's times where like, let's say me and you were talking, right? And if I know what you're about to say or I know what you're trying to say, I might finish your sentence for you. That don't mean that I agree or that that's my sentiment. I'm just finishing the sentence, right? And I feel like that's kind of what he got caught up in. The making music that's quote unquote blacker, right? I think that's what the interviewer was trying to say, but he was afraid to say it.
Yeah.
And so it's clear like Jack Harlow was like, listen, bro, you take it too long to ask the question. This is what you basically alluding to.
Yeah.
And the dude was like, yeah. So I just felt like in watching it in totality, not just reading a headline and being like, word, he said that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like he just finished dude's sentence and people kind of picked it up and ran with it. You know what I mean? And trust me, you feel however you feel, but again, for an album with zero rollout, that those 2 sentences was the zero rollout, was the rollout. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know if, you know, whatever. It's crazy. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we're still talking about it.
And here we are. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, go check it out. Maybe it's for y'all. It's just not for me.
Yeah, same.
It's just not for me. Big shout out to Goldie though, man. The interview's doing well. You know what I mean? She just shooting content for the You Hate Me joint. You know what I mean? And I'm liking that, man. I'm glad she's doubling down on that record. I'm not gonna say I influenced nothing, but I'm not gonna not say it either.
Yeah, please go check that interview out on streaming.
Oh man, where do you want to take it to? I got conversations that I'd like to dive to. You seen this Chance the Rapper thing where he was going to court with his previous manager?
His manager.
Okay, so his ex-manager Pat, I believe the last name's Corcoran, but everybody in the industry knows him as Pat the manager. He was suing Chance for I believe 3.8 million because, you know, deals and some other things that, you know, was put together by him, you know, Chance continued to do even after dismissing him and, you know, still running up money from these opportunities that I had once presented to you. So he's basically spinning back. He was suing Chance for 3.8 million. And after going to court, I believe they only deliberated for like 2 hours, but Chance actually won the lawsuit.
Yep.
It's crazy to think how much they potentially spent in lawyer fees. And I only say that to let y'all know that Chance the Rapper was awarded $35.
Yep.
$35 and was allowed to keep the domain name for his website.
That's it.
That's it. That's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? And I guess you got to feel good. You got to be like, all right, yo, it's not like, yo, it just got completely thrown out. It's like, yo, here's your little $35 and you keep your website. Shout out to both of y'all. We're going to see what that turns into, man. I'm not, I hate when stuff like that goes so left.
I just thought the $35, I was like, how did you arrive at that number? Like, what made you arrive at $35?
that you got back 35 is crazy. Like you had change. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. But we could take it to some other handshake deals gone extremely bad. Gunna is apparently suing after allegedly being scammed out of $750K for an X Games concert in Aspen.
I didn't see this.
Yo, after performing, right, his team was met with a blocked credit card.
What?
Yeah, a 50K hotel bill for him and his team, right? And empty promises tied to quote unquote international gold commodities. I don't know what that means, right?
Yeah, what does that mean?
And the booking company Mickle and Mickle Productions that had booked him for this event at the X Games may not even exist.
Yo, that's crazy.
I don't know how something like that occurs, like that. Like, bro, you performed at the X Games.
And got scammed?
So it's like, yo, there's got to be legitimacy to this because, like, even if I outsourced who's going to book an artist for this performance that we're putting together, it's like somebody going to be responsible for this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because that's a legit event. It's not like this was a rinky-dink one-off performance. It's a, nationally recognized sporting event.
For sure, man. That's crazy. Oh, speaking of the nationally televised sporting event, did you see the young girl that was on the BMX bike in the X Games?
No.
Yo, so there's a girl competing. Oh my God, my fault for forgetting her name. Right, 12-year-old girl competing in the X Games. Right, she was the first. Oh, no, she was the youngest female to ever land a double backflip.
Oh my
in
God.
BMX, right? Which is not even the first time that she made history because I believe this was just, I think, 2022. She was the youngest to ever land a backflip.
That's crazy.
When she was what I don't know, y'all do the math.
9.
What was she, like 7, something like that?
Yeah, no, 8, 7, 8. Because it's
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Big shout out to her. They were super hyped. The people were going crazy over there. Like when I saw that, I was like, dang. And then when I looked it up, and I was like, oh, nah, she been making history. And they say she only been riding since 2021.
Oh my God. So she's like a little prodigy.
Yeah, like she gonna be a beast. I'm sure throughout the next couple years, we're gonna be hearing more about her. And I'm sure by the time she's maybe 16, she'll be landing the triple backflip. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I saw that. I was like, dang. Anyway, other things that had me going, dang. Rest in peace, my man Chuck Norris.
Yo, that was crazy, right? You would think that he would live forever.
Yo, the running joke was always that he was invincible.
Yeah.
So like even when, and it's crazy that like, we kind of almost put that persona on him. I don't ever think he's branded himself as like the invincible man or nothing like that.
No, but you know what's funny? They said that all like the memes and stuff, they said that he got a kick out of that.
So what's crazy is that like even in real life, when we see that he passed, it's like, nah, I still had to double check it. There's certain people when I see that they passed away, I don't gotta double check it. I believe you. But like now, when it was Chuck Norris, I'm like, hold on, I gotta hit my search engine right briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but rest in peace to Chuck Norris, man. And he wasn't that old neither. Oh no, I'm lying. He was. I think my man, he was in his 80s.
He was 86.
Yeah, you know what it was? He was just 40 for about 30 years.
I was gonna say he was one of those that he kind of like dipped out of the limelight for a little while, and you don't really realize how much time passes.
That's real.
Yeah, that was crazy to me when they said he was 86. I was like, no, what? Not Chuck Norris. Can't be.
Yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know where you want to take it to, man. I don't know if we want to.
How about Jay-Z? Jay-Z Roots Picnic, the Yankee Stadium. Which one you going to?
All right, so I'm keeping my eye on the first day of the 2 Yankee Stadium shows. Day 1 is the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt, yep.
The second show on July 11th, these are 2 back-to-back days, right? On July 11th, he's doing the 25th anniversary of the Blueprint show. Me personally would, if I'm choosing between the two, I'm going to the Reasonable Doubt show. That is my favorite, one of my favorite albums. And it's raw, it's a time period, it encapsulates a lot. And you know, it's a lot of our first look at Hove.
Have you seen him at Yankee Stadium before?
Nah, but I do remember, didn't he do like the joint with Eminem? He did like shows with Eminem. Am I
And he
right?
did Justin Timberlake too.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk about him in a second.
Yo, and the Roots Picnic too is.
He will be at Roots Picnic in May. And when he does, maybe that's why. Maybe after we see Roots Picnic, everyone's gonna be like, I gotta go to his show. Right? Who knows what else comes around that time? Do you think this is album rollout?
That's a good question. But Roots Picnic is looking pretty lit with the Erykah Badu is the second headliner.
And listen, those ticket prices are looking a little bit more lit too.
They got Kehlani, Brandy, and T.I. as the second tier performers.
Okay.
And then, you know, the Roots Picnic always does, they do the podcasters, they have DJs, they have like a mix of things going on.
For sure.
And Roots Picnic last year, I don't know if y'all remember, was a disaster. So they got a lot of pressure this year. So I'm guessing that they're going to handle that.
For sure, man. Definitely check that out, man. Like I said, man, maybe I'm calling something early, but I just feel like this is a lot of attention around Jay-Z, and I don't think certain days, or you know what I mean. I'm also gonna say, I'm not trying to be conspiracy theory down. There is a block of dates during the summer where there's absolutely nothing going on at Barclays, but it's like these dates are still blocked out.
Yep.
I'm not saying nothing, but maybe I'm saying something, right? We did mention Justin Timberlake though. I can't gloss over it. So, man, the tapes from his DUI arrest have finally been released. And he worked very hard to keep these like under wraps.
Yes.
And that the public couldn't see them. But can I be completely honest with you? This don't look bad. It's like, I get it that we're finally seeing Justin Timberlake drunk dealing with police, which, oh my gosh, it's a first for us. But honestly, when watching that video, I think it was a first for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my man was completely nervous, but like, what's good with them tests where they're like, yo, I'm going to make you do this. You're going to take 10 of these steps. You're going to do a little baby pivot with your less dominant foot. And I'm like, yo, these are mad instructions that you're giving this man.
Not only that, those tests are meant for you to fail.
Yes, and it's subjective. Like,
yeah.
I could say, oh, okay, even though you did and completed all of these things, it looks funny to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And really, I feel like they give you all of these instructions in order for you to just be like, man, I can't even do that sober. And then they're like, got you.
Yeah, they're meant for you to not be able to complete them sober, so that way they can. So it's like you said, it's subjective that whether you complete them sober or drunk or not.
And you know what? I commend the fact that he really didn't go out of his way to be like, do you know who I am? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically says like, you know what I mean? I'm doing some things and I'm on tour.
Yeah.
So then they're asking him, they're like, oh yeah, what are you doing? What do you mean you're on tour? He's like, oh, well, it's a world tour. I'm doing a world tour. And they're like, all right, well, what do you do? He's like, I sing. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't, I actually respect the fact that he didn't rush to, this is who I am and this is my celebrity. So what can we do about this? Yeah. You know, but yeah, I mean, hey, I was going to say shout out to him, but maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't shout you out for things like this. Yeah, man. Nah, I did see that, and I did say, I was like, as I was watching, I was like, nah, that's crazy right there. That's crazy.
And we had Shine on It Is What It Is, where he and Mace reminisced about dating Brandy at the same time. Did you see that?
Yeah, they talked about it was what it was.
Did you see that she put out a statement denying that she dated both of them? And she said that her relationship with Shine was platonic, but Shine doubled down, man, in an interview with TMZ, and he said that he referred to a time where she appeared on Oprah and lied about being married, and then she had to go back on Oprah and apologize and say that she did it to protect her image, and that he believes that that's what she's doing here.
Well, she lied about being married because she didn't want to look like she had a child out of wedlock.
Yeah.
Brandy, in a follow-up interview that Shine did with, I believe, Angela Yee, he spoke about, there's nothing that I would lie about. He goes, my experience with her was what my experience was, and that's my life. That was a part of my life, that chapter at one point in time.
And he also pointed to Mace. He said that Mace is a very straight up guy and that he tells things very bluntly. And he said that Mace obviously corroborated his story, and that if he was capping, that Mace would have called him on it.
It's like, let me ask you, if you got an ex or somebody that you dealt with, and you rather be like, I want to forget about that chapter of my life, would you maybe these are major platforms that they're doing it on, but do you feel like that person can't speak about what they experienced with me or what their past was?
It's difficult to say because I'm a nobody, right?
Yeah.
But when you're in the public eye and you dated two people that were in the public eye, you can't bury
it wasn't that they was in the public eye. You did this with two dudes and they was on the same label together.
But what I'm saying is they're still celebrities. You know what I mean? Like you as a celebrity dated two celebrities. So it's not like you, like me, I'm a nobody who dates nobodies. So it's like, who's going to know Poughkeepsie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that big a deal. But like for Brandy, like you can't really deny this when it's like when you're in the public eye. It's like this stuff has the potential to get out, and it might be the world that knows this. You know what I mean? And that's just something that you kind of have to deal with when you date these people. And it's like, you were young, it happened. Like, is it worth lying over? And now people are like, oh, look, she's a liar. Or do you just be like, yeah, it happened, and then now people forget about it?
I don't know. I have no clue, man. I don't know. Hey, peace to all parties involved. She said, who's gonna know, Poughkeepsie? Oh man, yo, let's go take it to some advice segment, man. Listen, this is our segment where we give you advice that we have no business giving you. But the header is, right? Shout out to Hazel, right? No last name, so just you, right? How do people feel comfortable going home with someone that they meet at the club? This isn't meant in a judgmental way, more of an advice way. I'm going to college, so I'm at the age where I'm attracted to guys, and I do want to do things with them beyond kissing. Oh, there's somebody young writing in, right? I'm not really sure how to meet guys besides on my nights out. The main issue is that the thought of actually going home with a guy that I meet is a little bit scary. How do I know I can trust him? What is it gonna be like in the morning? How do I know he won't make fun of me afterwards? How do you make fun of you, my girl? Right? Or that his friends won't make fun of him for getting with an ugly girl. Oh, you gotta feel better about yourself, right? Oh. What is the etiquette and how do people do this and then just go about their lives? I actually love this question. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you gonna let Poughkeepsie know?
Answer it. You love it.
Listen, how do I know I can trust him? You don't know you could trust him.
That's
you rolling the dice, right? And everything that you're about to do for the rest of that night, when you leave the club, all of it is a roll of the dice, right? And we gonna be real. That's why it's fun, because we don't know what we getting. And it feels a little bit like we shouldn't be doing this, but that's where memories happen, in that zone right there, okay? What's it gonna be like in the morning? If you leave before the morning happens, it's like nothing. I was
just gonna say, you gotta leave before the morning, girl.
You gotta leave before the morning, right? So that means either he comes back to your spot and you tell him he gotta be out, or you gotta leave
sleepovers.
you got to leave his spot, right? But you could sleep over. Maybe the vibe just there. You know what I mean? He might, again, that's a roll of the dice. He might be the type of dude that might be making you breakfast by the time you're getting up. Yo, here's your eggs. Yo, you know what I mean? Or he might be the dude that's like, yo, you got to get out. Again, like I said, everything after the club is a roll of the dice, right? How do I know that he won't make fun of me afterwards? He might. And yo, you're going to have to live with that because you said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but chances are he won't make fun of you to your face, so you probably won't know, especially if you get out of there before morning.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he might have a name. He might have a name for you. He might have a little nickname for you. You know what I mean? It happens like that, right? His friends, right? That was your second follow-up. Or that his friends won't make fun of him for getting with an ugly girl. My girl, you ain't got to think of yourself as ugly. If he taking you down, it's because that's what he want to do. Because guess what? When he went out and he was at the club or he was at the bar, and let's say there's 200 people out right now, and out of these 200 people out, 115 of them are girls, he could have shot a shot at other people, and other people could have been feeling him back. So it's like y'all landed on each other.
Yeah.
Aside from that, she is kind of saying that like, yo, I want to take it beyond kissing. I think you kind of good. Like, you're going to have to live a little because you know what the reality is? You at college. So there's girls that before they even go to college, they doing this in their hometown.
That's a fact.
So you just living and it's okay. Go live, right? What is that etiquette and how do people do this? Alcohol.
Yep. And you don't think about it.
Alcohol. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. That's going to lead from the club to you getting
to the bed.
But how do people do this and just go about their lives? Yo, you got school, you got class tomorrow? That's how. You know what I mean?
Don't think about it afterwards.
Or you can think about it. Or you could be like, yo, that was lit. And
yeah, but what? I'm saying like you don't dwell on it. Like you don't dwell. Like, you're not like, oh, like there's no regrets. The YOLO.
I think that she can't get past that. Like in her mind is something that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
somewhere in here is like buried embarrassment about something, and I feel like because she mentioned,
I feel like there's like hidden shame or like.
Yeah, and yo, if you're not comfortable with taking it to a different step, then don't.
Yeah,
yo,
I think
go
that's
home.
okay.
I mean, go out with your girls. You know, do your little two-step in your dirty Air Force Ones. You know what I mean? And just take it back to your dorm. Yes, I know your uptowns is dirty. That's really it. I feel like that was a great question on the real. But on the flip side, I know that we're millennials, right? Are we? Or no?
I think so.
So what's right below us? Gen X? What's that called?
I think so.
I don't keep up. I don't like categorizing people. But they are saying that younger generation that's below us, they're not, especially the kids, like I'm pretty much about college right now, that they're not having like that. They're not drinking like that. They're not partaking in
what are they doing?
Right into us.
Yeah, write in and tell us what you're doing.
No, that's what they're doing. They're writing into us, asking for advice on how to take it past kissing. Like, right? It's occurring right now. This is what they're doing. They're not going out. They're not hooking up with nobody, but they're writing to us about, hey, how do I hook up with someone?
Wild.
Yeah, man. And I just talked last week, 2 weeks ago, right? I was on air talking about, guess what's back? Kissing in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna do the challenge, kiss a stranger in the club challenge. You heard?
Yo, we should have an event.
Why? What are you trying to do? You trying to do some pop the balloon type stuff?
Like an in the field radio kissing in the club.
Oh, remember when the wife in the club? Give me $20. Give me $20. Yo, spread some germs, y'all. That's really all I'm trying to say, man. Spread some germs, yo. Take the mask. Take the mask off, man. We bringing something back, man. I know that. Listen, I think this has been my favorite part of the show so far. Oh man. But you know what? You know what's another thing, man? I do want to get on before we get up out of here, right? Haircuts, right? I feel like Jerry Seinfeld the way I just like introduced that, right? But so check this out, right? On Friday, I was going to step out, right? Ended up not stepping out. right? And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all about why I didn't step out. Because my man Calardi hit me. He was at the what is this? The Capella Gray show that was in Newburgh on Friday, right? So I come home, right? I'm like, yo, my hair fake wolfing. I'm like, you know, I got some events this weekend. Let me do what I gotta do. And I made the horrible decision, okay, of attempting to cut myself.
Oh no.
Right? And I've done it a few times. Everything came out super smooth, right? But this time I tried to give myself the skin fade. It needed surgery when I was done. We're gonna say that. I had a very blunt line going across the back of my head, and I was like, nah, I can't go out like this. I'm not gonna lie, I hit the gym with the beanie on the next morning. I had to call my barber to come make an emergency stop at my crib. Shout out to Kendi.
That's a house call.
Yeah. But yo, I think I lucked up, man. I got a barber that definitely pull up to the crib, man.
Yo,
and you know, he got me right. And here was my thing, right? The reason I switched barbers and even took it further to the step of attempting to do it to myself, right? Is the barbershop I was going to, though they were amazing, right? The Dominican architecture of sorts, we would say, right? My cuts with right? Now, I got a cut 1 week, went back 2 weeks later. The cut that's a big jump, right?
Yeah, dang.
So, but when I came that time, when the price was raised, they did the floors over, they repainted the walls, they got different decor in there, they got a girl working at the front desk now, right? Dude's got the new sound system. Why we need the sound system for my cut, right? So now I'm realizing, I'm like, yo, it's the same cut. We just paying for the vibes.
Yeah.
$12 extra, $13 extra for the vibe, right? And I'm like, yo, we really don't even need a sound system to get my haircut. But you know, if we being honest, man, the haircut don't even feel the same unless you heard the whoop, 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 whoop. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah, man. Listen.
Yo, that's crazy.
Right? So, yo, listen. Less vibes, less price. I'm starting to really realize that. We giving you paying for the vibes.
That's mad funny.
Yeah. Have you ever attempted at like dyeing your own hair, like doing something crazy where you just like, hold on, what did I do? And I can't go outside.
Yo, I used to dye my own hair, but like it's so unhealthy.
It's so unhealthy to dye your own hair? Or just
like the dye itself. Like the dye itself is so unhealthy. Like compared to what you get, like salon quality.
Ah, okay. So you saying like the grocery store hair dye ain't the same hair dye that you get when you get the. And what are the vibes like when you go?
The girl that I go to, she has her own suite, so it's like a private thing.
Okay, what's she playing in there? What's the vibes?
A lot of reggaeton.
A lot of reggaeton. Okay.
Reggaeton, some bachata, stuff like that. We be in there listening to like Bad Bunny and stuff.
All right. Okay. All right. So she do hair. Where's she at?
I got a Spanish hairdresser.
You want to plug her? You want to shout her out?
Yeah, it's her style in Wappingers.
It's her style in Wappingers. Okay. Hey, that's what it is, man. Obviously, I shouted out my barber. I'm not shouting out the last place because I'm not. So, you know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, I felt like I just went in on everything, on all, how I went in on all y'all upgrades. Really, I'm just hating at the price, man. At the core, I'm just hurt. That's it. I hear you. I feel like someone was listening in our conversation right now. I'm talking about all this, talking about my Dominican barbers and that I'm not rocking with them right now. And my man Loso just called. You can't call while I'm on the air, my boy. But he was like, yo, that's my feel you talking about. So. Oh, man.
He said my ears are ringing.
Oh man, yo, did you watch the World Baseball Classic, man?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, nah, it was crazy, man. A lot of games, but nah, that actually just reminded me now, because you know DR was playing against the US, and They kind of got cheated out of the end of the game, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like basically it was the final strike called of the game, but it was clearly a ball. And that was the game right there, man. There was a lot of outrage. I don't know if you want to call it outrage. but yeah, man, they definitely got that call wrong on the game, man, which obviously the world and sports are involved in this. It just kind of messes up a lot.
Yo, I just got my Fire Stick back too.
There you go. And a lot of these dudes that are playing are like not professional players. Like even where they live, a lot of these dudes are like not professional. Yo, there was a dude on like the Italy team, like smoking stuff on the field. But then my man's was like an electrician. Like he took off of work to come play at the World Baseball Classic.
What?
Yeah. And he's like, yo, I got hey, man, I don't know. I'm about to do an Italian accent. Hey, I have to do 3 installs tomorrow. You know?
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah, these dudes are just like, yo, they just regular people that are like, yo, let's play. And that's what blows my mind when you think like, yo, all these players from America that are competing, like, this is what they do. Truly professional baseball players.
And meanwhile, these guys are like, hold on, let me take off from my regular job.
Yeah. And they're like, yo, I got to go back to stock the shows at Food Lion tomorrow.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
You know what I mean? Maybe I might be the hookah guy on Saturday nights.
Yo, can you imagine?
In the club, come on. I might be the dude heating up your charcoal. You know what I mean? At a good Sunday brunch.
It's serving up home runs the next day.
Yeah, and like it's nothing. And you know what? When you think about all these nationalities that come together and they got to stay in the same area, town, the hotels, things like that. Yo, think about what the club scene is like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what is it that you all go, like, not to take away from baseball, but it's a very, like, more, it's less high speed, you know? And it's a lot of downtime, we could say. That it's like, yo, these dudes, it ain't like, yo, man, I didn't get good sleep last night. I'm going to play horrible. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe I'm hating. But yeah. Shout out to all the players, man. I don't even know who won because guess what, man? As soon as certain teams get eliminated, I'm like, yo, we're good. You know? Back to the lesson of the day is, yo, sometimes we're just here for the vibes.
Vibe check.
Last time, man. Last time that I let y'all know. But listen, it's looking like about the time that we got to get up out of here. I don't know if there was a half of the show. I felt like time flew, and I'm not mad at that. Y'all didn't catch us last week. Check out that Strict album. Denzel Curry got something. What's your man? D Weather's about to drop with Sims.
Yep.
2 in a week, in about a week.
And then Sims about to drop next month.
There you go. All right. It's all assimilating in front of us right now. Anything that I wanted to touch on? Wiz and Currency got their 3rd collab album coming soon. That's all I know. Coming soon. Yeah. I think I'm good, man. You got any apologies, takebacks, shout outs?
No, I'm ready to go to bed.
You want to call somebody out right now?
Don't get me started.
Yeah, let's go. Anyway, man, listen, this is why we got to get off the air now, because, listen, you know what it is, man. It was another Monday night. It was another 10 p.m. Now it's about to be 11 p.m. So you know what it is, man. That means that the hour is done. That means that we done. And you can catch us right back here. Same time, same spot, you know.
Yeah, go run up our streams on streaming.
Yeah. And listen, maybe you could write in and we'll give you advice about a scenario that you facing. All right. I'm not gonna lie, there was another one that I read that I was like, yo, we not doing this. And it was like a dude that's like, am I wrong for spending time with a kid? And as soon as I read that off the rip, I was like, yeah, bro, no, I'm not reading this out loud. Oh man, listen, NFL Radio, your boy Rapz, Petty White, Erin Boogie. Listen, man, we going.